Hey everyone, I am Teresa and I'm a data scientist here in Germany. I was once a student and also did a part-time job on the side while studying. And in this vlog, I am going to give you insights on how much working students really earn and will give you an idea on how much could be your possible expenses here like rent, food, and insurance. And hopefully this will give you additional information on your decision to study here in Germany. So studying here in Germany is for free for public universities. And if you're someone who wants to study here in Germany but don't have enough money to sustain yourself, are you wondering if working for part-time jobs enough to finance yourself as an international student? So in some cases, when you apply a degree here in Germany, most universities will offer you an acceptance but won't give you financial support. So just a disclaimer, I'm only going to discuss the salaries and expenses here in Frankfurt area, which is one of the most expensive cities here in Germany. So the first thing to talk about is the hours you are allowed to work as a working student here in Germany. So there's an annual working limit here, and that is 120 full days or 240 half days. So if you're a student, you're only allowed to work maximum of 20 hours per week for part-time jobs. And if you're an intern, depending on the contract, you can work for 37.5 hours to 40 hours. But if you work full-time, you're only allowed to work 120 days per year. So here, there's a threshold of income for students where they can tax you. If you're earning 450 euros per month, then the government will not tax you. So 450 euros or lower, the government will not tax you. But if you're earning more than that, then the government will get taxes from you, and that's the topic in this video. We are going to discuss on the salary of a working students who are earning more than 450 euros per month. So an important thing to note is that if you go beyond this 20-hour rule, they will get more taxes from you and they will treat you like a real employee. There will be a big subtraction in your salary if you defy this rule. Even if you go beyond 1 minute on that 20 hours, they will automatically subtract big taxes from your salary. So you have to stick to the rules. So the salary you're earning depends on the industry you're in. So for example, if you're in STEM or in finance, it's guaranteed that your salary is bigger than if you are working on social science. So at the moment, the minimum wage here in Germany is around 9 euros per hour. So moving on to the income, the salary here in Frankfurt area is around 900 euros to 2,000 euros, with the average base salary of 1,200 euros. As I have mentioned earlier, if you're earning more than 450 euros per month, you will be taxed. Taxes like health insurance, pension, employment tax, church tax if you register your church, and care insurance. So, for example, if you have a gross salary of 1,500 euros, the net income from that will only be around 1,300 euros. And of course, the bigger income, the bigger the taxes are. So the question is, are these salaries enough? So the possible expenses depends on the state you're in. So location matters a lot. For example, here in Frankfurt, which is one of the most expensive areas here in Germany, it is expected that the rent is high compared to smaller cities. So even though the rent is expected to be high, an example here in Frankfurt is that it's a finance hub in Germany, so there are a lot of companies around that you can apply to. So there are a lot of opportunities around as a student. And also the language is, so the language skills, which is like the German skills, is lesser required compared to the cities that are kind of remote. So these cities are very small, so they really require German skills. But for example, for bigger cities like Frankfurt or Berlin, then they don't require German that much. So the chances of you getting a working job is higher because you speak English, and then the companies around you or the people around you also speaks English. So the general rule is that the smaller the city, the lesser money you need, and the larger the city, the larger money you need. So the caveat is that for smaller cities, as I've mentioned earlier, the opportunity is lesser compared to larger cities. So on average, the living costs here in Germany or in big cities is around 850 euros. So again, this depends on your location. So the biggest part of these expenses goes to the rent, which is around 300 to 600 euros, depending on what kind of accommodation you are getting. So if you get a dorm, then it's lesser compared to if you get your own flat. So will this be enough? Now, it really depends on which industry you're in and how much you're getting. So there is this website that you can calculate your net income. If you get around 900 euros and after taxes, it will only be around 718 euros. So given that the average cost of expenses is around 850 euros, so of course this is not going to be enough. But if you earn around 1,500 euros and above, then it is more than enough. But I really want to point out that it's not all the time that you can find jobs, or it's not all the time that you can easily find working student jobs here in Germany. Of course, it depends on your skills, and at the same time, it depends on luck sometimes. So sometimes you can have a job search for around 1 month, 2 months, or even 5 months. So it really depends. I wouldn't suggest that you will only depend on part-time jobs because of these issues. So if you're a student coming here in Germany, actually Germany would also ask you to have around 8,000 to 9,000 euros per year as a backup money, so that if you couldn't find a job, then you will be safe with regards to your accommodation and food. So yeah, I think it's very important that you should not depend on this kind of income. You really have to have your backup money and at the same time work on your skills, especially on your language skills, because if you look at the websites or job websites, you can really see that there's a big gap between the ratio of the jobs that requires English and the job that requires German skills. So I would really advise you that you would learn the language so that it would give you better edge to apply for a lot of jobs and you're not only limited to the English jobs. Yeah, so that's all for this vlog. It's very short and it's very general, but if you want to know more about the breakdown of the taxes as a working student or even as a full-time worker, then just comment down below what you want to know and I will try my best to answer them. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hope to see you in my next video. Bye!